Let's get going, inshallah. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Tonight we are here again on the, we're going to talk about different tips and strategies, inshallah, on how to celebrate Eid and how to stay motivated, how to stay strong after Eid and after Ramadan. And most importantly, the essentials and the etiquettes of Eid day and what to do, especially on a day where it's so different, not the usual Eid day. And so what do you do? How do you celebrate Eid? Quarantined, at home, without family, without big gatherings. That's what we're about to talk about today, right here on Eid day. So at any time, guys, what you can do is, if you have any type of comment, any question, any sort of thing, leave it inshallah in the chat. If you're on Zoom or on Facebook, leave a comment. Same thing on Instagram. And then what I'll do inshallah at the end, I will get to it. We're gonna have a Q&A at the end and just talk about some of these key essential things. It's gonna be a really exciting night. I love having engaging discussions and so on and so forth. So, and then guess what? Add a little bit. You know what? You guys, a lot of you are out there smarter than me. Share with us your knowledge. Share with us everything that inshallah you can share with us. And I'll be asking you guys. Sometimes I'll pick on people. Like maybe I'll pick on Nuruddin or something, right? Nuruddin, my guy, I see you. So inshallah, give us any of your feedback, inshallah, and tips and strategies that you think works. So let's get going, inshallah. The Eid prayer. Everybody knows Eid is one of the most amazing, foundational celebrations in Islam, right? It's one of the most important sha'air. Sha'air meaning the symbols of Islam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made these days of happiness, days of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, days of being thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, days of just having a great momentum, a great vibe, a great everything, looking good, smelling good. We'll talk about that soon in a little bit, right? Looking fresh. I mean, all of the amazing essentials. Eid is very important. But what about, since we're in COVID-19 era, what do you do about Eid Salah, right? What do you do about Eid Salah? How do you go about it? What do you do? How, I'm stuck at home. How can I handle it? So step number one, is praying Salatul Eid wajib? Is it a must that if you don't pray it, is it like just like all of the other salawat where it's a sin, like missing Salatul Asr or Fajr? So is it like that? So there's three different scholarly opinions. The first group say that the Eid prayer is sunnah, mu'akkadah. It's very, very strong sunnah, and the Muslims should do their best to come forward with it. Okay? The Muslims should do their best to come forward with it. The second group of the ulama, they say that the sunnah is a communal obligation. If a certain group of people do it, not everybody has to do it. Okay? Not everybody has to do it. You guys are good? You're with me? Okay. MashaAllah. Not everybody has to do it. Okay. The third group of the ulama, they say that this is a duty for every Muslim to come with. This is a duty for every Muslim man and capable should come with. Okay, those who do not do it with no excuse are sinning. Okay, and so this is a very, very important. So we have three scholarly opinions in regarding to is Eid Salah wajib, just like the other Salah, like Dhuhr, Asr, Fajr, Isha, so on and so forth, right? We say the first group, the Eid prayer, they say is Sunnah Mu'akkadah, that you should do your best to come with. The second group said if a group of people are doing it, then the wajib falls from the rest of the people. The third group of ulama, they say that Salatul Eid is wajib and every Muslim capable of coming with it should come with it. And that is very, very crucial to know. Okay? This is very important to know. Okay. So why is this important? And you know, this third group is the one that's really favored. And this is the view of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah and Ash-Shawkani. A lot of the major ulama, they really regard as Eid Salah being really something strong, wajib, mu'akkadah, like really, really strong that a person should come with. Shaykh Ibn Uthman, he says, what I think is that the Eid prayer is fardu ayn, an individual obligation, and that it is not permissible for any man to miss it, and any woman who's capable of performing the salah. Rather, they have to attend, because the Prophet ﷺ, hey, even commanded every single person, even on Eid day, the women who are not usually even praying, who are on their time of the month, the Prophet ﷺ used to have them even come out. Every Muslim used to come out on Eid day. So imagine a person who's capable of prayer. Like it's usually the Muslim woman who's not praying at that time, even she has to come out for the Eid celebrations, right? Even though she's not praying, she has to come out and fulfill the obligations of Yawmul Eid and being happy and being among everybody else. So this is the first part. So Salatul Eid is very, very strong. A person really has to come with it. But how do you come with it at a time of seclusion, COVID-19 era? How do we pray Salah? So now that we got that first part done, that Salatul Eid, mainly and most importantly, the most favorite opinion is that it is wajib and a person should really come with. The second part is, how do we offer the Eid prayer in this type of situation? So you're home. A lot of people are families. That's a good thing. We're going to talk about that. And a lot of people might live by themselves. So if a person lives by themselves, they have to offer the Eid Salah on their own. Without doing the khutbah. You know how usually after Salatul Eid, there's a khutbah that happens. And if you're one person, how can you do it? So if it's one person, let's say I live by myself. I don't have any roommates, no family, nobody, right? You pray at home by yourself in this COVID-19 era. You've come with the Salatul Eid on your own. And that's how you would do it. You pray, and we'll talk about how to pray. We'll talk about that in a bit. If you're with your family and you're with a group of people, what you have to do is come in congregation with your family and pray together. Just like how you would have prayed outside of this COVID-19 era. Just like if it was a normal Eid, all of the Muslims would come together. And the sunnah of Eid prayer is that you pray outside, not in the masajid, but outside in a big area, a valley or whatever it might be. And you would be what? You would pray together as big Muslims in a jama'ah regularly, right? But now it's a little bit different. So what you have to do is you pray with your family if you have a family, right? And you pick an imam among the family and the imam leads. You become your own imam as a family and you pray together. This is what some of the Sahaba used to do. If they missed Salatul Eid, somehow, some way, something happened to them and they missed Eid Salah, what they would do is they would gather, like Anas ibn Malik, if he ever missed Salatul Eid, he would gather his family, his kids, family, wife, and him, and they would all pray together and he would lead them, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how to go about it. So now it is, how do you pray? Because a lot of people, when they are praying Salatul Eid, usually they just pray with the imam and they might not be conscious of what they're doing and how they're praying and how they're going about it. And so it's very, very important that one knows how to pray, or else you wouldn't be able to pray. And so Salatul Eid is done this way, okay? So just like a normal Salah, I know most of you guys have experienced praying Salatul Eid, but I just want to go over it a little bit quick. Because a lot of people, myself sometimes, you'd go into Salatul Eid and maybe Salatul Janazah, right? You just follow the Imam and you let the Imam lead you and you don't really know how to pray Salatul Eid. It happens twice a year. You know what I mean? It's not something you do on a daily basis. I understand. So we want to go over it in a little bit. So Salatul Eid goes like this. Salatul Eid is done this way, okay? And don't forget, guys, leave me your comments and your questions and anything else that you want to add value to the group chat, inshallah. And then leave us any comments, inshallah, and feedback. And then we're going to get to it. We're going to have a nice Q&A at the end. Okay, so how do you pray Salatul Eid? Salatul Eid is done this way. And I know most of you guys have a good experience with it. A little bit of review. You say Allahu Akbar first, right? Just like how you would enter takbiratul, you would enter into the salah saying Allahu Akbar. Right after that, you would say Allahu Akbar again 7 times. 7 times. Not counting the first takbirah, okay? Do not count the first takbirah, but rather count the rest, okay? And now it would total up to 8 of them. Okay? That's the first thing. Okay, then everything else from the Sunnah, the Prophet, then you would read Surah Al-Fatiha. Then from the Sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ used to read Surah Al-A'la. Sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la. If you know it, great. If you don't know it, then you can just read any surah that you feel comfort in reading, just like a normal salah, okay? And Salatul Eid is read out loud, okay? Just like Fajr and Isha, it's read out loud, like Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Just like that, read out loud as much as you can, especially if you're in a jama'ah, read out loud. That's the sunnah. Okay, then you would do the rest just like any typical way of a salah that you would pray. You go into ruku', go into sujood, come back, sujood again, come back up. Now, there's a little bit difference. When you come back up with that, Allahu Akbar, you come back to standing up, what you do is now you say 5 times. Before the first rak'ah, you said 7 extra takbirat. The second rak'ah, you only say 5 extra takbirat. Like Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Imam al-Shafi'i, some of the ulama, if you put your hand up like this, it's good. And if you don't, it's okay. Okay? With every takbir, you could do this. Like Salatul Janazah, like when you're praying in Salatul Janazah, the funeral prayer, okay? So that is how you, and the second rak'ah, the Prophet ﷺ used to usually recite Suratul Ghashiyah. Hal ataka hadithul Ghashiyah. If you know it, great. If you don't know it, it's okay. You can recite any surah that you feel comfort with, okay? That's some of the just how to pray Eid Salah, so on and so forth, in the comfort of your home, since no more big gatherings, no jama'ah, no people being connected in that way, so on and so forth. And so it's very important that we kind of understand. So in a nutshell, that's how you do it. The only really key difference other than a normal Fajr Salah is it's 2 rak'ah, that's equal, right? Is saying 7 extra takbirat in the first rak'ah and saying 5 extra takbirat, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, not that fast obviously, but you guys get what I'm saying, in the second rak'ah. And so that's very, very important. Those are the essentials in regarding to how to pray. And that's very, very important. Okay. And then next, what about some of the key etiquettes? Some of the key etiquettes on Eid day. This is essential. You gotta know this. If you don't know this, you're gonna really miss out, and you're gonna miss out. And you don't want to be, what do they call it? My students used to call it fear of missing out. What is there was a shortness, fear of missing out. There is this, somebody know how to, they used to shorten it. I don't know what they used to say. Was it FOMO? Fear of missing out? Yeah, it was FOMO. Anyways, yeah, guys, I'm getting older. Not that old, but I'm getting older. I can't catch up with those things anymore. I think it was FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You're gonna miss out some of the best things on Eid day. Okay, you gotta come with these etiquettes. Number one of the most important etiquettes from the Eid on Eid day that you should do is take a shower, clean yourself, just like how it's recommended it's recommended to take a shower on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. It's also recommended to take a shower on Eid day, even on a stronger level. You gotta take a shower on Eid day. It's very important. When you wake up in the morning, take a nice, cold, hot, whatever you like, medium shower, clean yourself up in the best way possible. Okay, that's number one, and it's very, very important. Abdullah ibn Umar is some of the greatest of the Sahaba. They will always take a shower on the day of Eid al-Fitr before getting out to the prayer place and into the musalla and going to the people. Okay, that's very, very important. So the Muslims were unanimously agreed that it is mustahab. It's a very strong thing to do, which is to take a shower on Eid day right before the prayer, not after. Some people, sadly, they won't prepare for Eid prayer, but when they come back from Eid, they'll take a shower, look good, and go out into the city. How could you do that? Don't do that. Don't be one of those people who does that, okay? Don't be one of those people who doesn't take a shower for Eid Salah and the most important thing about Eid day, but rather what they do is they take a shower after Eid when they come back, and all of a sudden they want to look really fresh and go out into the city and see family, so on and so forth, after the Salah. Not good. هذا ليس من السنة. This is not from the Sunnah. This is not good. Okay, the second most important etiquette on Eid day that you must do is eating before going out to the Salah. Eating before you go out to the Eid prayer. And this is what you do in Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Adha, you don't eat. You eat after the Salah. But Eid al-Fitr, fasting on this day is haram. And so, because you already been fasting 30 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Wisdom would say that since it's haram to fast on this day, what you want to do is from the sunnah, what the Prophet ﷺ used to do is right before the prayer, the Prophet ﷺ used to eat dates. Dates, timir. I hope everybody has timir. If you don't have timir at your house, tell us right now so we can pick on you, please. You gotta have some dates at the house. Okay, let me pick on some people. Nuruddin, you got some timir over there on Facebook at the house? I hope so. Okay, Ridwana, do you have timir at home? Let us know. And what type of timir? I know a lot of people like, recommend some brands, inshallah. Okay, so eating from the sunnah is that the Prophet ﷺ used to eat timir on an odd number, either 1, 3, 5, or 7, or so on and so forth. Stop on an odd number. So if you're really hungry, however much, eat as much as you want, but at least stop at an odd number. 1 timir, 2, not 2, or 3, or 5, so and so forth. So you got to do it that way. So it is mustahab to eat before going out, to emphasize that the fact that it is forbidden to fast on that day, and to demonstrate that the fasting has ended and today is Yawmul Eid. This is very, very important. Okay, whoever does not have any dates may break his fast with anything that is permissible. But the sunnah, guys, I know most people should have dates. If you don't, and you don't like dates, just for the sake of fulfilling the sunnah, do it. That is more rewarding. Okay, the third most important etiquette on Eid day is to recite, and this is one of the most important things, to recite the takbirat on the day of Eid. This is very important. And the takbirat, they start the night before. If Eid's tomorrow, it would have started just Maghrib right now, earlier that we prayed, right? It would start Maghrib, saying the takbirat, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. If you don't know it and you don't have it memorized, it's okay. Grab a Hisn al-Muslim. Oh man, I forgot to bring that up here. That was part of my agenda for the program, to have a Hisn al-Muslim on hand. Grab a Hisn al-Muslim, and what you should do is look it up. It should have in there all the du'ats and the recitations that you do at different ibadats is in there. Look at it and read it from there. The takbirat on Eid day is so rewarding, so amazing, and it's a symbol where all of the Muslims are saying it. And everybody is doing it. And it's a great, if you're a parent, this is one of the most amazing, beautiful ways to connect with your loved ones, and to connect with family, and connect with the Muslims as you're driving on the way to, usually, right? Not this time. We're going to talk about why, but yeah. Usual Eid, when you're driving to Salat and Eid, so on and so forth, or anywhere else, what you would do is you would say the takbirat on the way, takbirat before, when you're getting dressed, anytime, the night before, right after Isha. If you're at the masjid, they would usually do it. But now, there's no masjid. There isn't a lot of things that we used to do. And so it's all individual growth. Just like why I think this Ramadan was the best Ramadan ever. Best Ramadan ever was this Ramadan. Why do I say that? A lot of personal growth, personal seclusion, khalwa. You get a lot of time to yourself. This really almost never, ever happens. So that's one of my reasons why I think this Ramadan was the best Ramadan ever. A lot of seclusion, a lot of personal focus, which I really, really love. Okay? I really, really love that. Okay. So that's that. The takbirat, one of the greatest sunnah on Eid day. So far we have 3. Taking a shower on the etiquettes. Taking a shower on the day of Eid. Saying the takbirat. And then we also said, what was it? Eating before going out. These are essentials. You want to make sure you eat something before you go out. This is a very, very, very strong sunnah. On Eid al-Adha, this is Eid al-Fitr, right? Eid al-Adha in Hajj season, after the day of Arafah, you do not eat anything, because we haven't been fasting much, right? You do not eat anything until after the Salatul Eid. But now it's different. Since we've been fasting for 30 days, you want to eat right before you go out, right? And Eid could be in a day or so. So that's very, very important to notice. And the takbirat, saying it when you're coming out of your house until the imam comes to the prayer area. And the imam also usually continues the takbirat until the salah. And after the salah, it ends. Okay? It ends. Okay. Another very important etiquette. Offering congratulations. Going to the Muslims, calling up the Muslims, especially now, right? Call up your brother, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your loved ones, your good friends. Call them up and give them congratulations, right? That's the only way to really go about it in COVID-19 era, right? Utilize the phone that sometimes we might not be utilizing it for good purposes, but utilize it for something khair. And walillahi alhamd, what you should do is hit up everybody, because it's a sunnah, and hit up everybody, family, loved ones, and give them congratulations of takbirah. Takbirah, I don't know, congratulations of Eid Mubarak, so on and so forth. Okay, it was narrated that Jubayd ibn Nufayl said, when the companions of the Sahaba, or the companions of the Prophet ﷺ met one another on Eid day, they would say to one another, تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكُمْ. May Allah accept your deeds and our deeds. May Allah accept your deeds and our deeds. Okay? This is very, very crucial. And so, you gotta, as much as you can, and that means may Allah accept from us and from you. In Arabic, تَقَبَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنَّا وَمِنْكُمْ, which is very important. It's a very powerful dua that may Allah accept all of the a'mal, all of the righteous and good things that we have done. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it from us. This is really, really important. And so, no doubt these congratulations are among the noble characteristics among the Muslims. This is so crucial that it's one of the greatest strengths from the etiquettes of the Eid. Imagine somebody who's so poor in their really understanding of Eid, and they don't even congratulate anybody. You don't even see a smile on their face on Eid day. I mean, you have to be somebody really, really far gone to be in that position. It's Eid day, be happy, congratulate everybody. Usually, if it wasn't for COVID-19, I usually just hug everybody I see, especially right after Salah. Assalamu alaikum. And just Eid Mubarak. Taqabbal Allah minna wa minkum. And just giving everybody amazing, good congratulations. Don't be boring, okay? This is when you're supposed to be exciting. Create some type of amazing connection with the Muslims and your brothers and sisters in Iman. This is very important. The least may be said concerning the subject of congratulations. Hear this out. Is that you should return the greetings of those who congratulate you on Eid, and keep quiet if others keep quiet. Imam Ahmad said, if anyone congratulates you, then respond. Otherwise, right? If you're the type of person who wouldn't initiate it, okay, then don't initiate it. But if somebody comes up to you and congratulates you on Eid day and says to you Eid Mubarak, and they hug you and they welcome you, you don't have to know them. Sometimes there's this new phenomena that's going on that unless I know you, why should I, you don't give somebody, come on guys, this is just, I can't do it. I just can't do it. You don't have to know every Muslim. Know that this person is a Muslim who just got done praying and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Congratulate them. Give them a big hug. Smile for them. This is very important, okay? This is one of the greatest means people enter Jannah. Two big reasons. At-taqwa, fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and people who had khashiyah and fear of Allah and always were conscious of Allah. Wa husnul khuluq, and people who had good personality, good character. Among the greatest ways to have good character is to connect with people on this level. Congratulate the Muslims, be happy with them, and be sad with them when they're sad, and be happy with them when they're sad. Etiquette number 5. That was a big etiquette. I need to take a water break, guys. Water break. Bismillah. Do I deserve a water break? Let me know, guys. If I don't, I won't do it again, but let me know. Just kidding. Okay, etiquette number 5 is smelling good and looking good. I know most people are good at doing this one. Okay, I know most people are good at doing this one. Most people do a great job of looking good, smelling good, feeling good. They do a pretty good job. So I won't spend a lot of time on this one, okay? But this is very important. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu used to wear his best clothes. This is the tradition of the Sahaba. On Eid day, they would wear the best of their best clothes. If you're a parent, make sure you make this day a great symbol of Islam. Buy your kids new clothes. Buy them new. This is the time to give them gifts. This is the time to make it like an amazing thing, right? We'll talk about another etiquette soon that has connection with this one. But make sure everybody's looking good. Make sure on Eid day, you look halal and sahih styling. I like to say it. If you like that one, don't steal it from me, guys, okay? Sahih styling. Do not wear something inappropriate on Eid day. Okay, we'll talk about that on the mistakes people make on Eid day. Okay, I'll come back to the comments. Some people were saying some good comments. So that's very important. Look really, really good. Okay, what about perfume and using it for brothers and sisters? Okay, for brothers, put on something light that smells good. For sisters, don't put on anything just due to the fact that it might be, since you're going to be mixing with everybody, you don't want people smelling you and so on and so forth. Same thing for brothers. You don't want to wear something too strong, just something light so that when you hug your brother, they can smell it off you, okay? Just something light. You don't want something that some brothers overdo it to the point where they walk somewhere for another 10 minutes, you can smell them. You don't want that, okay? You don't want that. Was that a good one? Let me know. You don't want that one, okay? Just something light. And for sisters, it's you shouldn't put on something that really smells strong or has a strong scent. Don't put on anything like that. Just look fresh and a person who's upon the sunnah and practice the sunnah and come out like that. Thanks a lot, Hani, on Instagram for writing. She's writing everything up. Jazakallahu khairan. Okay, number 6. Going out from one of the most amazing etiquettes of Eid is going in one way and leaving out the other way. This is very, very important. When you're going to Eid Salah, take one route, and when you're leaving, take another route. I know this one, COVID-19 era, you're not gonna be able to do this. You're at home. And so, but it's good to know that this is one of the great sunnahs. And it was said that the reason for that was so that the two routes would testify for him on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. For the earth will speak on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah and say what was done on it, both good and bad. Also, and it was said, another hikmah of why use two routes. Why use two routes? This is very important, okay? And it was said that it was in order to manifest the symbols of Islam and both routes, okay? Or to manifest the remembrance of Allah. And it was said that it was in order to attend to the people's needs. Also, it was said, why use two routes? It was also said to answer their questions. Like, if people are around everywhere, the Prophet ﷺ will go in many different routes and answer people's questions, or teach them, or to set an example and give sadaqah to the needy, or to visit his relatives and uphold ties of family. These are all very, very important. Okay? And Allah knows best. These are very, very important essentials. So on Eid day, usually when people are driving, you would go in from one way and come out from the other. This is very, very important. Okay. The seventh one is very, very crucial, which is visiting one another. I know this is going to be very hard on COVID-19 era. It's going to be very difficult to visit people, but this is what you also want to do. This is very important, which is visiting your brothers and sisters and family, and visiting each other is very, very crucial. Okay, visiting relatives, neighbors, friends. This is usually the traditional way of Eid. This is something that you must do. Okay, that's that. Number 8, enjoying good food and good drinks. This is very, very, very foundational. On Eid day, families should prepare. Parents should prepare good food for their guests, because usually people visit each other. I know it's a little bit tough now, but traditionally that's what happens, right? The house should look good. Food should be available. Good, nice sweets should be available. These are really, really good etiquettes of Eid day. Okay, the last one, doing permissible activities and leisure activities that are really, really good. Like taking on a trip with the family, hanging out with the kids, visiting scenery places, so on and so forth, or going to a place where there are permissible leisure activities. Like, I like traditional activities like horseback riding. I don't know if that's available now or not. Going horseback riding is really nice. Traditional things like, I don't know if you guys ever done it, bow and arrow activities. Those I really love that. I've never done it. I'm actually looking to do that. What else? Going hiking, doing really nice like outside activities. These are really important. So in a nutshell, those are the key foundational etiquettes of Eid. Okay, so that is very, very important. Let's move on to the mistakes that people make on Eid day. Okay, mistakes people make on Eid day. Okay, I'm gonna go through this quickly so we can get to the Q&A. Okay, the belief that some people believe that it is prescribed to spend the night of Eid in worship. Okay, some people believe the night of Eid is a night of ibadah, and they single it out for just ibadah and saying this is a specific night that should be singled out for ibadah because it's Eid tomorrow. And that is not from the sunnah, and it is not that how in which it is done. In any case, the least it's similar to any night than the other nights that are in Ramadan, but not specifically just singled out for ibadah only. Okay. Number two, some people single out Eid day. This is a big mistake, to visit the graves on the 2 Eid days. I don't know why. I don't know how people got to it, but a lot of people, they love to go visit the graves on Eid day, and they say this is a special day to visit. Now, visiting the graves, that's a good thing. That's one thing. It has its limitations, so on and so forth, right? But it is contrary to the purpose of Eid. If somebody says this day, you have to visit the graves. Okay? It's contrary, and people shouldn't feel that way. Number three, some of the most important mistakes that people make: forsaking the jama'ah and sleeping late and missing the prayer. This is the most common mistake that happens. And it's sad. You will see people, Muslims, who glorify other days, and on Eid day, they sleep in. Subhanallah, right? They'll maybe practice even some non-Muslim holidays. But on Eid day, the most important day in Islam, as a celebration, as a form of happiness, they sleep in. They don't see it significantly important. And that is mainly due to weak iman and weak connectivity and weak knowledge. Eid is so important. How could you sleep in? How could you not emphasize on how important it is? How could you neglect it? These are very, very crucial things. And so Eid day is so important that one should plan for it way ahead of time. And sometimes people are doing, maybe the mistake comes from people are, especially sisters, who are up all night doing henna, shopping, me, myself, shopping, doing things. You barely sleep all night. And so you child will be like, oh, let me take a nap. It's almost Fajr time. Let me take a nap at like 4 a.m. Or like right after Fajr, you're like, oh, I've been awake all night. Let me take a 5-minute sleep. And then guess what? You're gone. You're gone. You end up, if you don't have family or people to wake you up, you're going to be gone. And some people, it's hard to wake them up. And so even their families can't get them to wake up. And so they miss the most important part of the Eid. But they wake up 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock thinking, it's Eid day, I'm going to go out and enjoy myself and have a good time. But even though you missed the most important thing on Eid, which is the Salah. And we said, most ulama think that it is wajib and mandatory to come with the Eid Salah, and that a person who's capable of performing it must perform it. Very, very important. Okay. Another big mistake that happens on Eid day is that the daily life of okay. Another important mistake that people make is the mixing of men and women in Eid gatherings and Eid day. People forgetting about some of the important hudud, especially when you come out on traditional Eid days. This time, none of this is going to be happening, right? During COVID-19 era. But usually, brothers and sisters mix too much. And you'll see them bumping into each other. And this is not from the Deen, from the Sunnah. This is far away from Islam, okay? So if you're ever going out in a public area, or you're going to see family and friends, so on and so forth, so make sure if people are not family, try to keep your distance as much as possible. Do the best that you can do to keep your distance from men who are not related to you, or women who are not related to you, and giving people their distance, which is very, very important. Okay. Dress is another big mistake that people make on Eid day. You just came from a month of Ramadan doing so much khair, fasting, prayer, dua. You kept yourself, engaged in khair. And then on Eid day, somehow people fall apart so fast. You wonder what was their true intentions. What was their true intentions? Like, how could it be? You'll see somebody on Eid day, they're going to a party. On Eid day, they're committing the most fahisha that they would never almost commit in any other time. Any other time. They commit the most haram on Eid day out of the whole year. Out of the whole year. Let me fix this. Okay, good. All right. Why is it? Let me know in the comments, guys. Why do people commit the most haram on Eid day beyond any other day, beyond any other moment? I want to know. Give me your feedback. Okay. All right. Let me know. Why is it that people do haram on Eid day more than any other moment? I don't understand what leads to this. So let me know, guys. I want to hear your feedback. This is something I want to discuss very, very importantly. Why is it that people commit the most haram on Eid day after they got off from the best month of the year, doing so much khair? Ajib. Number 6 from the mistakes that people make consistently is listening to music and listening to things and partying and doing these type of things. It relates to number 5, which was people doing things that are haram and falling apart on the day of Eid. Subhanallah. For sure, there's a lot of internal battles happening, but I want to know what you guys think. Give me the feedback on that, inshallah. Why people commit so much haram on Eid day beyond any other day the whole year after they just left a whole month. So you have to question, like, were these people to begin with really sincere about their Ramadan? Okay? Or do the nafs and the shayateen have that much power over them that overnight they change to being something else, something so different? Okay. Those are the common mistakes that some of the biggest ones that people make on Eid day. The most important ones being people forsaking the jama'ah and sleeping in. That leads to a lot of horrible things. You really miss out the most important, the value, the point of Eid. The second thing that happens to people on Eid day is a big mistake, mixing between men and women, which is not good. The third most crucial mistake is people doing haram on Eid day and doing things that are totally against the Deen and totally. Some people, they plan their parties way before even Ramadan begins. Can you believe them? I bet you if it wasn't for COVID-19, some people would have sent out flyers for parties, flyers for get-togethers, flyers to do so much haram on Eid day. Subhanallah. And some people dressing in the most indecent way possible on Eid day. May Allah protect us from such thing. Okay, so it's post-Eid. Strategies for how to stay strong after Eid. How to stay strong after Eid. Yeah, and guys, don't forget to share with me any of your comments, any of your input, any of your feedback that you'd like to give us. And add a little bit of value to the rest of us, inshallah. Do whatever you can. And share with us your feedback and inputs. Okay, post-Ramadan. We are at post-Ramadan era now, okay? We're going to talk about post-Eid, post-Ramadan. What are some strategies to stay strong and to stay fit? The number one most important strategy I want to give you guys is to continue to do what you were doing in Ramadan. Okay? To continue to do what you were doing in Ramadan. Continue fasting Mondays and Thursdays. If you can, from the Sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ used to fast the 6 days following the month of Ramadan in Shawwal, the first 6 days, or you can break it up and fast 6 days within the month anytime. Okay? Another important thing is to continue to do everything you used to do, basically. Okay? Continue to fast. Continue to pray more. Continue to try to control yourself and just combat internal issues that you are having with your nafs. Fight it. Fight the shayateen. Fight the influence. Fight the temptations. Fight the urges. Control your tongue. Control your heart. Control anything that would lead you into haram and away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a very, very important point. Okay? The second key point in staying a post-Eid strategy to stay strong is keep good people around you. Surround yourself with good people. I want to let you guys know that for sure. Surround yourself with good brothers and sisters that will keep you up, okay? Keep you up, keep your iman up, keep your bond with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will always remind you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the greater good of life. That is very, very crucial. I want to advise you that. You are, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المرء على دين خليله. A person is on the deen of their friend. فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِدُ. Then the Prophet said, yeah, so keep a close eye of the one who you consider as a friend. Most people, the reason why they are in the tough situation they're in is because of the people around them. Whether if they're doing drugs, if they're doing whatever it might be, if they fell off life, it was mostly due to people who are in their life that influenced them to be that way. Right? Mainly. A lot, not all. A lot of, obviously, there's a level of personal responsibility that goes into it. But nevertheless, it's very important to know that people have a lot of influence in your life. Choose wisely. Advice number 3 on how to stay strong after Ramadan is increase yourself in knowledge. Seek knowledge. This is very, very crucial, guys. Seek knowledge. This is beyond anything else I can emphasize. This is very important on how to really stay and keep that momentum, right? After continuing to do what you were doing in Ramadan, more fasting, more salah, more everything, controlling yourself, right? And then secondly, you're surrounding yourself with good people. Thirdly, you are engaged with knowledge and continuing to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking knowledge, right? Man yuridillahu bihi khayran yufaqihu fi Deen. Whoever Allah wants good for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives that person a good understanding of the Deen. So Allah gives him the Deen. Allah gives the dunya to everybody. One who He loves and one who He doesn't love. But Allah only gives to His Deen one who He truly loves. So that's a very, very special category of people. Seek out the religion, learn the Deen, especially in the time we live in. You cannot afford to not have knowledge of Deen. The temptations are too many. The doubts are too many. For sure, environment would be probably my 4th advice that I would always give to people. Surround yourself in good environment. Thanks a lot, sis. I would say, so on and so forth. If you do those top 4 things, keep doing what you were doing in Ramadan. Number 2, continue to have good, strong friends. Surround yourself with good, strong friends. And number 3, increase yourself in knowledge. Do not settle for any less than that. Do not. Okay? And number 4, go to good environments. Environment has a lot of influence. If you do those 4 things, mostly you will be in good shape. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you from any sort of harm. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This is very, very, very important to know. Okay? So these are really, guys, the essentials I wanted to share with you tonight. Let us, perfect time to ask any questions and suggestions. Now, the floor is open for Q&A, inshallah. I was speaking maybe a little bit too long. Forgive me, inshallah. Water break, guys. I needed a water break. This is very important. I got to have a little bit of water break. Okay, guys, I'm going to scroll back up. So if you have any suggestions and anything else, inshallah, please let us know now. Okay. Whoa, nope. Let's not do that. This is my first time I'm ever doing this, guys. Multi-streaming, so okay. Okay, let me look here. Abdulaziz, shout out to Abdulaziz. Okay, nope, I don't want to do that. I just want to scroll up. It's good, alhamdulillah. Okay. 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 Sorry, guys. I didn't pin the topic at the beginning. I should have done that. I'm new to this, guys. I'm a rookie. I'm making some rookie mistakes. So perfect time, guys, to give us your suggestions, feedback, and what camera is he looking at? Somebody wrote, I'm looking at, there's a main camera I'm looking at, recording for YouTube and Facebook, guys. I wasn't looking at you Instagram people much. Sorry. Okay, why is this going blurry? Okay. Okay, I'm looking at Instagram questions and feedback. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Okay, nope. Nope, nope. I don't want to do any of that. Okay, can you repeat the two surahs that from the sunnah you would pray in Eid? And I know somebody else from Facebook was looking, how do we pray Salatul Eid? Somebody said, how is prayer if I don't have al-jama'ah? Okay, we went over that, guys. Maybe I'll go over it quickly. Okay, so guys, it's very, very important to know how to perform Eid prayer. It's okay. Somebody asked one. Let me go. Okay, the two surahs first. The two surahs that you recite in Salatul Eid is from the Sunnah. It's not a wajib. From the Sunnah is Suratul A'la, Sabbih Isma Rabbika Al-A'la. Okay, in the first rak'ah, and the second rak'ah, if you know it, Suratul Ghashiyah, Hal Ataka Hadithul Ghashiyah. If you know these two surahs, this is from the Sunnah. To read in Salatul Eid. If you don't know it, it's okay, inshallah. Read any surah that you know how to read and you can properly read it. That's very, very important to know. Well, Salatul Eid is very important, guys. The only difference, if I go over it quickly, since people are asking who probably came in later, is the only main difference is the entrance of the Salah, how you would begin in each rak'ah, okay? So the first one you would say Allahu Akbar, and then you would say takbir 7 more times, Allahu Akbar. 1, 2, saying Allahu Akbar each. Not 1, 2, guys. Don't say 1, 2 in Salah, okay? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay, Allahu Akbar 7 times. And then you would continue to say, read Surah Al-Fatiha. And then after that, you would read Surah Al-A'la if you can, Sabbih Isma Rabbika if you can, or any surah that you know, just like any regular Salah. And it's recommended that you read out loud. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Especially if you're in a jama'ah. If you're leading your family, read out loud. This is very important, right? Very, very important that you read out loud. The second rak'ah in Salatul Eid, when you come back, stand back up, Allahu Akbar, you stood up. You don't count that one, but you say 5 more. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay, that's very, very crucial. Okay, so those are kind of just in a nutshell how you would go about doing that. Somebody said, I don't like dates. It's okay. Just eat it to fulfill the sunnah. Okay. Guys, perfect time to say, share your comments and anything else that you'd like to share with us. Yeah, Ma'alin's give hugs, guys, if you didn't know. Somebody said Ma'alin giving hugs. Okay, and if you missed some, most of the things that we went through, mashallah, Sister Hani typed it all up and she wrote it in. Friendships are very important. Okay, let us, okay, do you count the first Allahu Akbar? You start with the Salah? No, you don't. The first Salah, takbirah, you don't count. You do 7 more, okay? So you would enter, just like how I mentioned earlier. If that sister is still online, you can check it out. I just mentioned it earlier, so I don't want to be too repetitive. But the first one, you don't count. Then you would say 7. And then the second one, when you stand up, second rak'ah, you don't count. But then you would say 5 more after that. Especially people who are living by themselves, you got to make sure you're on top of this. You got to make sure you're on top of this. Okay, so this is very, very important that you know how to pray. Salatul Eid, we said a lot of ulama consider it wajib, very, very important. Some consider it mustahab and it's okay to miss it. Some people say if somebody's doing it, some of the Muslims are doing it, then the rest, the wajib falls from them and they don't have to do it. It's been a great journey with you guys. Somebody over here on Facebook commented and said, bad company is really bad for you. That's for sure. Bad company is bad for you. Stay away from them. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up right there. I don't want to take more time of you. Tonight is the 29th night of Ramadan. You got to make sure it could be Laylatul Qadr tonight. Khayrun min alfi shahr. Better than, and it's more rewarding than 1,000 months. So hopefully we use the next 4 hours to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to engage ourselves in ibadah and so on and so forth. And so I'm going to let you guys go. Make sure you keep your brother Najib in your du'as, inshallah, and stay healthy, stay safe. Eid day, inshallah, is a great time since you can't do much out in publicly. It's a great time to spend time with family. And friends, somebody commented and said you have to pray before 10 a.m. So that's one thing I left out. What about the timings for Eid and what's considered a jama'ah? Two things I left out crucially. Thank you, Sister Qadro Muhammad. Two things are very important. Salatul Eid, when does it start and when does it end? Salatul Eid starts about 20 minutes to 30 minutes right after sunrise. So do not pray during sunrise. 20 minutes, 30 minutes when the sun is up, you can pray. Okay? What's considered a jama'ah? Up to 3 people. Just like in a normal jama'ah Friday prayer, 3 people, if they're together, they're considered a jama'ah, including the imam. Okay? Including the imam. If you're only one person, you pray by yourself separate. Okay? If you're 3 people, great. That means you have enough people. Let's say, like my family, we have more than 3 people. We're expecting more than 3 people, right? So we're a good jama'ah. A lot of families, you guys should be expecting a big jama'ah, right? And hopefully, inshallah, you have somebody who's qualified and knows what they're doing to lead you guys in salah. The khutbah is recommended, it's very good. And hopefully, inshallah, you can assign somebody to prepare a small reminder to give after you guys pray together in the comfort of your home. That's very important. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind, because the remembrance, it benefits the believers. This is very, very crucial. And so, that's that. And Eid prayer ends, you got to do it. You don't want to go up to Dhuhr, okay? Midday, you don't even want to get there, okay? Salatul Eid, does it end till 10 a.m.? I'll have to go check. I don't know the exact time, but before Dhuhr time, you have to. Usually, it's good to be after an hour, 2 hours. Usually, the Salatul Eid is good to pray a little bit later in the morning to wait for the jama'ah, for the congregation, okay? But now there isn't that. So the minute you can get your family together, right away, early in the morning, take a shower, eat 3 dates or 1 date or 5 dates or 7 dates. Some people eat 9 dates. I don't know. I don't know. Some people might be the... Who is it? Does Luqman eat maybe 10 dates? I don't know. Okay. Luqman, I'm picking on him because that's one of my close friends. Okay? So, guys, some people love dates, but nevertheless, eat some dates, take a good shower, and get the family together. And inshallah, pray together, have the day off. Another common mistake that people do is, good thing, COVID-19, a lot of people might not even be working, but have the day off, spend time with your family, spend time with, it shows how much you care about the symbols of the Deen, okay, and how much you prioritize. Sadly, some parents, they don't even consider Eid Day much significance, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold them accountable for that. SubhanAllah. And then later on, they expect their kids to love the Deen, so on and so forth, when they never put in time to teach their kids the Deen and to have them fall in love with the Deen. And among the greatest times you can do that is during Salatul Eid time and Eid Day and so on and so forth. So I will conclude, inshallah. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I think that's your way of telling us you eat 9 dates. Yeah, maybe I eat 9 dates. That's true. That's true. But guys, always stay tuned with us, inshallah. Share the channel, Deen Love. We always try to bring you guys content that is we're all about. Deen Love stands for loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, loving yourself and loving each other. All right, Eids are all about loving each other, loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and loving yourself. A great day to put all of those loves into action. So we're on Instagram. We're new to Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. You can also follow my personal channel at Najib Deen Love. Facebook, we're at Deen Love. YouTube, we're at Deen Love. So connect with us, inshallah, as much as you can. Man dalla ala khairin, whoever leads to something good, they always get the ajr of the same ajr as the person who has did it. You're just like the person who did it. So spread the khair, inshallah. It's been great having you guys with me on this hour. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. And we'll stay tuned, inshallah, till next time. I'll see you guys. Thank you for this exciting time, and I hope you guys benefited. And inshallah, I surely benefited. I'll see you guys next time, inshallah. أضاء الكون وزمن